I'm Lisa Beth Kovitz for Science and You.
In Stan Lee's epic work, X-Men, mutations in the human genome cause some people to develop extraordinary powers. Guess what? It's all real.
I ran competitively through high school as a freshman, and then, hung up my running shoes, if you will, in a bar with my friends on my 30th birthday at 11 o'clock at night. I said, I'm leaving. They said, "Hold, where are you going? The night is young. Have another shot." And I said, "No, I'm going to run 30 miles tonight to celebrate my 30th birthday." And they said, you're not a runner, you're drunk." And I said, "Yeah, I am drunk, but I'm still going to do it." And that night, I walked out of the bar at 11 o'clock and ran 30 miles straight through the night. I've run on all 7 continents of the earth twice now. So I've run a marathon to the South Pole. I've run 135 miles across Death Valley in the middle of summer where temperatures got up to 127 degrees.
Dean Karnazes can run, literally, for days on end.
Has a geneticist ever analyzed why it is that you can run for so long?
There's a couple things they found. One is when I run, my foot hits the ground as a runner's foot should. I don't pronate or supinate. One physician who looked at my joints says, "My God, you have the bones of a 21-year-old. It's amazing." That's hereditary. You can't adjust your biomechanics. They always say the best thing you can do as a long-distance runner is choose your parents well.
A trait like longevity is a very complex trait that is the result of many different genes and many different environmental stresses. Nutrition can have a very big impact on how those genes manifest themselves.
And nutrition has had a very significant impact on the powers of our real-life superhero.
I've kind of followed a traditional Mediterranean diet. It's as though I live in Icarus and run through the hills chasing goats. I've just let my genetic background play out as it would have had my lineage never left the island.
So, where does the mutant X-Man gene come into this story?
I seem to have a unique ability to buffer lactic acid as quickly as I produce it. If you ever go to a gym and you work out and you're kind of lifting a weight and you start feeling that burning sensation, you just can't keep going, that's the accumulation of lactic acid. One time they put me on a treadmill to kind of test my threshold, and they said this will take about 15 minutes to determine where your breaking point is. And I was on this thing for 2 hours. And they said, I finally said, "I got to go pick up my kids from school." They said, we can't believe it. We've never seen anything like this before.
What is a genetic mutation?
Your DNA, right, is comprised of billions of letters, 3 billion letters. Harry Potter has a million letters. That's like 3,000 Harry Potter books. That's your DNA. And what we're looking for are single changes in those letters that can alter the meaning of a sentence in the book or your system. There's no question that within the future we're going to be able to manipulate genes. Type 1 diabetes patients, for example, that have a single mutation in a gene that affects how their beta cells produce insulin. What's being done today is to go in and correct that single letter in these patients' stem cells, make new beta cells, and punch those back into the pancreas so that they can make insulin normally.
It's interesting to think it through, isolating certain specific genes, building off of those into the kind of the superstructure of a human. It's the stuff of great fantasy.
This has been Lisa Beth Kovitz for Science and You.